So the latest box, Sign of Harpies, has come along, and surprisingly enough, even with Harpies performing pretty damn well, they seem to be on the back burner when it comes to what cards from the new box are being discussed, especially in my comment section. Although I don't really know what I expected when I've now uploaded 2 videos containing the degenerate combo this video will be addressing. So obviously from the title and the intro, you guys should probably know what this video is going to be about already. Let's talk about the currently abused combo of FA Hang On Mac and Level Augmentation and whether or not it deserves a ban. But before I get into that, if you do enjoy this kind of content from me and want to see more of it, make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you're new around here or have only seen a couple of my videos already, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well, so you know whenever I post. It's completely free and you can unsub at any time, so you've got nothing to lose here. Alright, let's get into it. So simply, right off the bat, to answer the question, does Hang On Mac deserve a ban? Absolutely not. The card itself really isn't that much of a problem. Now the skills being used with it on the other hand, they're a problem. Hang On Mac before the skill abuse is honestly a very balanced card, maybe even on the weaker side of things. It's a level 4 monster who gains 300 attack times its level and it's unaffected by activated monster effects whose original rank or level is lower than itself. Basically meaning, until its level is increased, it literally doesn't have a whole lot going for it. It's a 1200 attack monster, and if for some reason you can't beat over that stat line, you can remove it with any level 5 or higher monster effect. Even the main reason this card is being used, its Darklaw style Graveyard Banish effect, is only activated after level 7. But after saying all this, the card does have an effect to increase its own level, each time an FA spell or trap card is activated. So what does this tell us? The card sucks. Until it's combined with its own art type. At least, that's how it's designed to be. This card is not designed to be the new Necro Valley, or a generic trap like Macrocosmos and TCG. This card is not meant to see play outside of its own art type, and thanks to level restrictions on each of its effects, this is generally the case. But because we're playing Duel Links and Konami tend to overlook stuff, we've been given a couple of skills that instantly turn this level 4 monster with basically no effect into a 4k plus Darklaw that cannot be removed by monster effects. Thanks to skills, it's a 1 card boss monster, and I don't mean 1 card as in a 1 card combo starter, it's literally a 1 card boss monster whenever it's drawn, that has absolutely 0 cost or restriction on its summon, outside of you need a big boy in hand. Now whether or not you disagree or agree with this, you still have to understand the impact this dumb little combo has on the meta. This combo has single-handedly changed a meta. When it was first introduced, this shit was stomping tournament-wise, winning multiple different events and quite literally single-handedly removing all possibility of Thunder Dragon ever competing again. So how's the player base responded to this? Well, a week or so later, since a lot of decks quite literally cannot out a single 4k attack immune to monsters boss monster, they had to look to the other 2 types of cards in the game, traps and spells to deal with it. Meaning if you hated back row before, you're really going to hate what this combo has done in tournaments, as back row and spell and trap removal has just about doubled. An example of this would be Blue Eyes, where before it was generally leading to a more monster based removal deck with only about 2 to 3 trap cards per list, either a few copies of Karma Cut or a double Treacherous. Fast forward to current meta Blue Eyes, and each of them is generally running the same standard 2 to 3 trap cards, as well as 3 copies of Book of Moon. Another example would be Amazonas, where before the release of the Mac, the deck basically didn't exist in tournament play. But because it's a primarily back row focused removal deck, all of a sudden you see it placing top 8 in a $1,500 MCS. Now there are obviously a lot of factors going into place here causing the meta to change a bunch in tournament play, such as in any DLM event they are currently not using any side decks for KC Cup testing, but this combo is obviously a factor in it. So after saying all this, let me briefly summarise my take for those of you that zoned out. I have absolutely 0 problem with FA Hang On Mac. I do however have a problem with a skill changing a level 4 with basically no effect into a 1 card meta defining boss monster that takes literally no cost or restriction to summon, and makes some decks literally unplayable. So what needs to change? Well, there is a pretty obvious solution to this one, that a lot of you clever commenters have already pointed out. Simply change the skill's effect to only last until the end of the turn. That way, if Konami wants to keep these skills for Synchro and Xyz summoning, they will still work perfectly fine. But in the case of Hang On Mac, it will lose all of its bonuses at the end of the turn. It's basically useless and is sent back to its own archetype. This is the most likely change, as it's obviously a very easy fix. But I'm going to be honest here, I would prefer a much rougher solution that removes the skills entirely. Now just a bit of a heads up, I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, as I think this stuff is a lot of fun to talk about, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this stuff. So after Konami's last ban wave, it became pretty clear that Konami was getting sick of generic skills and wanted to phase a few of them out, considering they gutted a fuck ton of skills, including skills that weren't even played anymore, just to make sure they would never see play again. And outside of the really bad What Grows in the Graveyard nerf, which I'm still pissed about by the way, I kind of agree with their decision, as generic skills are really boring, and just the longer the game is out, the more likely they are to get abused. Whether it be really annoying consistency skills like a balance or restart becoming absolutely game breaking for decks like Noble Knights or Karakuri when it was meta, or garbage draw sense skills like Destiny Draw being completely broken with things like Kite Ride or Battling Box of Ale. And now level adjusting skills. I just don't like generic skills, as I don't think they are fun, and level adjusting stuff is no exception. I didn't find it fun when people were level duplicating in Shiranui to make turn 1 Sun Sagas, I didn't enjoy getting hard comboed by a Blackwing with level reduction, I don't like level duplication being used in Thunder Dragon to make level 4s and level 6s become Sun Dragons, and I definitely don't think that dumb FA combo is fun for either player, as it can make the game so unenjoyable, as one player just can't play the game, and the other player just wins in one turn. This stuff just really isn't fun to me, and really takes away from some of the cool unique skills that exist within the game. I really like how Konami has slowly been introducing stronger archetype specific skills into the game, as to me they're just a lot more fun to use, and obviously a lot more easily balanced, as thanks to them being only effective on one archetype, if they just nerf that one archetype, or just nerf that one skill, it's only going to affect one deck, so they don't have to worry so much about it. Stuff like Galaxy Photon, the 2 main TG skills, the 2 main Blue Eyes skills, even Onomatopoeia, which I think is horrifically broken, is just a more fun way to play the game, and makes it really feel like the skill you are using fits the deck you are playing in a unique way that's specific for that archetype, and no other archetype can use it. And outside of those, there are only a few examples of cool unique skills being used, like Evil Eyes and Titan Showdown, or the few Thunder Dragon players that are using Allured by Darkness. I just hate seeing shit like Harpy's most used skill being Ties That Binds over its unique skill, Hunting Ground. There is no way that ever activating Ties That Binds is ever a fun interaction. Sure, it's definitely better than Hunting Ground, but that's kind of my point. I just think generic skills are boring, and should be used as a last option. Unique skills or exclusive skills are just more fun. So if they were to completely gut the level adjusting skills, honestly, I'd be okay with it. Just as long as Konami continues their trend of adding new unique skills to the game, and randomly buffing old ones, such as what they've done with Crystal Beast and Yusei Mark of the Dragon, or even the most popular Blue Eye skill, Ultimate Dragons, which was originally a bad, boring skill for those that don't remember. Alright guys, that's it for this little rant. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Do you think generic skills should be phased out in favour of more unique stuff or exclusive stuff? How do you think the FA combo should be handled? Let me know down below. And whilst you're there, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.